We got classics, we got new stories, wild worlds to view. Samurai, swords to Mechamite. Every episode ignite the night. Power up, get ready to go. Feel the hype, it's about to flow. Anime unlock, turn it up. Energy blast, fill your cup. Anime unlock, turn it up. Energy blast, fill your cup. Old school, new school, never stop. It's a vibe, it's a drop, it's a bop, bop, bop. From the ninjas in the hidden mist to the stars where the myths exist. Villains rise, heroes fight, we're breaking it down every night. Enemy dreams in neon glow. Unfold the tales you need to know. From action-packed to heartfelt scenes, we're unlocking all your dreams. New stories, wild worlds to view. Samurai, swords to Mechamite. Every episode ignite the night. Power up, get ready to go. Feel the hype, it's about to flow. Samurai sword, ignite the night. Power up, get ready to go. Feel the hype, it's about to flow. To view. Samurai swords to met the night. Every episode ignite the night. Power up, get ready to go. Feel the hype, it's about to flow. Old school, new school, never stop. It's a vibe, it's a drop, it's a bop, bop, bop. From the ninjas in the hidden mist to the stars where the myths exist. Villains rise, heroes fight, we're breaking it down every night. Anime dreams in neon glow. Unfold the tales you need to know. From action-packed to heartfelt scenes, we're unlocking all your dreams. Lights flash, feel the bass, feel the smash. Black David Wally in the zone. Anime unlocked, you're not alone. We got classics, we got new stories, wild worlds to view. Samurai swords to Mechamite. Every episode ignite the night. Power up, get ready to go. Feel the hype, it's about to flow. Samurai swords to Mechamite. Every episode ignite the night. Power up, get ready to go. Feel the hype, it's about to flow. Anime unlock, turn it up. Energy blast, fill your cup. Old school, new school, never stop. It's a vibe, it's a drop, it's a pop, pop, pop. From the ninjas in the hidden mist to the stars where the myths exist. Villains rise, heroes fight. We're breaking it down every night. Anime dreams in neon glow. Unfold the tales you need to know. From action-packed to heartfelt scenes, we're unlocking all your dreams. Anime dreams in neon glow. Unfold the tales you need to know. From action-packed to heartfelt scenes, we're unlocking all your dreams. Anime dreams in neon glow. Unfold the tales you need to know. From action-packed to heartfelt scenes, we're unlocking all your dreams.
Ladies and gentlemen, how you guys doing? It is Friday, December 5th, 2025. Welcome. I am CBN Tech Talk, aka Black David, aka Bear Paw, not no group. I don't know why people keep doing that, which is kind of extremely lame. And this is the Sparta HQ Network, another episode of Anime Unlocked, collaborating with the TBN Tech Talk YouTube channel. How's you guys doing? How's everybody doing? I hope you had a easy weekend, better than my weekend, so to speak. Hope everybody's okay, everybody doing good. See, Pirate, how you doing? Oh, I love that. I love that kind of greeting right there. I love that. I love that. How you doing? How you doing? Today in the back in the team, my co-host is working on some presentation because we have a very interesting, and I called it and I warned him about this particular topic because this topic is not going to be an easy topic, so to speak. And we were, he's on the phone in my ear. If you know that my headphones like this, I'm talking to him. I'll be talking on the show live. We were going deep on this particular topic, how we going to break down everything. And now he's now realizing that this topic could be a 2 or 3 show episode because we're dealing with something that hey guys, he's in my ear right now. I want him to come on the panel and do that same conversation with you guys. Because I don't think he understands how big of a deal this issue is right now. Because we were talking behind the scene for when I say for weeks about this particular topic. It almost ran into a debate. That's how bad the thing is. Because we saw a particular clip. It was on Instagram, I believe, or on TikTok. I don't know which one of them. And I almost lost my mind, lost my cool. And you're like, man, chill, chill. I said, no, you're not understanding. This is not something that you can just speak on something if you don't understand the cultural background behind this topic. Because when you want to talk about power system in anime, dude, I will invite to anybody. If you're not too familiar with the Japanese culture, number one, if you're not too familiar with the source material that they use to create such anime, either be Naruto, the Naruto franchise, that include Naruto Shippuden, that also include Boruto. If you're not familiar with the Dragon Ball Z franchise, coming from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z to Dragon Ball GT to Dragon Ball Kai to Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball Diamond, and all the other movies that come along. If you're not familiar with Hunter x Hunter, I have a very unique power system. If you're not familiar with Bleach, there's a lot of animes that have a compelling power system, and how you want to break it down, it can get confusing. Even he found out something. We even brought up the idea of Avatar, right? And there's a particular anime that their power system is almost reversed but conflicting, aka Pokemon. Because I'm telling you, if anybody who watched Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, Hunter x Hunter, Bleach, Fire Force, Yuku Hakusho, um, hmm. See, now he's screaming in my ear. Why don't you come on the panel so you can do that scream on the panel? I know you can work while we talking online so the people can see your face while I'm doing the same thing. Big guys on my ear. This is why we need more members on the Anime Unlock team so we can weather the storm a little bit better. People who are how would I put it? On this show, Anime Unlock, if you a real big time anime nerd slash manga nerd, then you know your stuff, you know your material, you know how to go to that deep diving, data diving, research diving, and pull out the actual facts. We need you on this show. We'll talk. Because we because we have our unique debate on Anime Unlock. Because the motto of this show, Anime Unlock, no anime is safe. You dig? I'm dead serious. No anime is what a now my co-host is trying my co-host wanted to sue me for catchphrase right now. Cause we did his catchphrase. So real talk. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Instagram, if you're on Twitch, if you're on Facebook, whatever platform you see in this show, I'm telling you right now, I'm inviting you. If you're a real deep nerd when it comes to anime and manga, that you can hold your own on the panel. You can have that deep conversation. You can spell out the detail. You can break down the science on certain anime topic or manga topics in case so there is a dispute or confusion or contradiction or is it a rivalry. Everybody know about the Dragon Ball Z rivalry. We got Team Vegeta versus Team Goku. You dig? Ah. he, my co-host is in my ear talking about how did a lot of bodies in Team Goku did a lot of L's that can fill up the bank. Well, okay, whatever. This is how we do it here. This is how we is over here because I'm waiting for him to bring the presentation because I believe, trust me, if we have to find out how we're gonna do this show about the power system, it's not gonna be easy. Come on, Cam. And it's not gonna be nice either. Because let's be real though, we were doing a discussion a few show back where we were comparing Goku versus Superman. And we were breaking out the power system on the Dragon Ball Z franchise side of it on the multiplier. Okay, he's coming up on here right now. Based on the multiplier, based on the level and how powerful they are and the rank, we were going in. We were going in. There was no joke right here. Nobody was safe. I'll be honest with you. We were going for the juggler. We were calling things out for what it is. But you cannot get mad about it. You just can't. But here's the thing. I'm very aware people will come out here and be arguing, debate, say, oh, this is not so. This is not how the politics is supposed to be. This is not how the politics is supposed to be that way. I say to me, the most easiest to understand power system in anime, in my opinion, by far, is in Hunter x Hunter. Wally, are you there?
Yeah, give me a moment.
Okay, good. You think on my earpiece? Because this is something, when I say we would talk about this topic for weeks on end. We even have a fellow anime debater with us, Jake Kachi, on it, and even too. he had to ask his own two. He like oh, they go
All right, I'm in here. That's that. Oh,
because
all right, I'm in here. Okay, wait a minute.
I don't think anybody know this.
My mic.
To break down power system in certain anime franchise and do a comparison, which one have a much better power system explained, it can be hard. Cause in my opinion, objective opinion, the Naruto I'm talking about Naruto Shippuden, Boruto power system is not only heavily detailed, but it's also complicated. Cause it's like you gotta understand the power system tree on that anime first. And understand the multiple variables that come along with it. That is well confusing. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Hunter x Hunter is more straightforward, easy to understand. But it was done properly, was thought out. Shout out to the creator of Hunter x Hunter, who's also the creator of Yu Yu Hakusho, in case you did not know that.
Of 2 power systems.
Hey, it's what it is. Bleach, is it conflicting? It's kind of like so to speak. If you want to talk about Bleach, it's not straightforward. It can be confusing, but it's more information that we have to dig in for that one. What other anime? Fairy Tail. None of different, very uniquely can be confusing power system. Fairy Tail don't do that to you. Come on, guys. I'm not the only one here.
Next time I talk about power systems, we definitely make it. We going back to the old shows and do it one by one. Boy, there ain't no way hell. This is too dialogue for me. This presentation's too big. Goddamn it, presentation's too big.
And this is why I say we need more team member for the Anime Unlock team.
The other way, please.
You hear me, guys? If you think you're a good fit for this show, Anime Unlock, and you a real big ass, deep level nerd, when it comes to an Anime Unlock, you are needed for this show because sometimes when I go deep and he go deep diving on data based on comparing certain things, and we start to realize like,
Oh, actually, yeah. Matter of fact, put the presentation down. I forgot. We were gonna do something else first. I forgot. We gotta share the video.
Okay, I'll put the picture down. He want to do something else, so let me put that one down.
Yeah, no, because I want to at least start where the idea originated from first and foremost. That's why I want to start first.
Yeah.
Because you get to understand why we're choosing this topic, where we're getting the topic from.
And this guy pissed me off.
David could keep on crying about it. Stop. Literally, just stop. You gotta keep on crying about it. Okay.
But hey, let me be honest though.
Uh-huh.
This is Anime Unlocked. We're allowed to be unlocked up in here, aren't we not?
To a certain degree, yes. But the treasons that you were doing, I'm like, no. You know what? No. We ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do all that.
It wasn't that all bad. What a Dukula.
To the standpoint that you were making, I swear for God, I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, if you heard the conversation me and him had about the guy's take, I swear for gosh, the take was only because he nerfed one ideal within the whole mix of everything else of the power system that came along with it. I'm like, Ninja, focus on the main task. I'm like, you know what? I ain't gonna start with you. With that said, first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Sorry, damn it, I can't believe something came up. But C Pirate King, thank you for being on Twitch. Thank you for coming on in.
And look how he giving us the salute. He got a Luffy up in here. He got some Zoro up in here.
He did say he's the Sea Pirate King, right? So
yeah, he got a whole. You know what I'm talking about? The Straw Hat Pirate crew up in here. We'll talk.
Yep. Eric, our designated historian of anime
Yeah.
from the good old days.
He the undercover nerd. He in the background. In case if one of us go wrong in our view in the anime, he thought to drop nugget in the chat room. Watch out for Eric. Watch out for this guy. Yeah? Hold on. Really?
I'm just a tiny bug stuck on the end of a pin, which is highly frustrating for me. Like, Eric, look here. We know you are a high-end fascist when it comes to new age of anime. That's not our problem.
Yeah, the problem. Me and Wally have been trying our hardest for a month trying to get the guy live.
Well, we never gonna get that. But look,
we try
Eric,
on top of bait.
Know this,
it's
though.
not working.
Just know this, Eric. There's gonna be some fun conversations that are gonna be in your wheelhouse. Okay, just give it time. God damn it, give it time. We're just trying to end off the year. Trust me. The end of the year live is gonna be the one you're gonna love the most. That Thundercats episode. Just wait. What's going on? What's going on? You're brand new to the channel. Thanks for guys tuning in.
But like this though. I'm not gonna lie. I am.
Hopefully, I said your name right. To the new,
I'm a crazy anime nerd up in here. Sometimes I can be a little bit too passionate or ultra passionate. This one right here, I'm sorry. If you mention the wrong stat on a particular anime and he catch you on it, this guy is like the chief of police of anime correction up in here.
I'm more of the argument police. I'm willing to argue. I ain't gonna lie.
No, if he have his way, he will throw you in anime jail and throw away the key.
But see, my way is honorable though. I fight with honor first and foremost. Let's get that clear. That's why I always come with the ideal premise, the start piece, the arc. I come with evidence.
You know what? That could be a good thing. You should have a segment for anime jail. Which anime should go to jail for being trash?
Oh, whatever. Okay, yeah.
Saying.
What's going on?
I'm not
Riggies. Oh, sorry.
Hey,
Wriggles Bees. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, what's going on?
We have a massive anime community with multiple different opinions. Sometimes we have a unanimous agreement that some anime need to go to an anime prison for being whack or suck. Or I
won't say anime prison. I will say anime correction. You know, go to a psychiatrics. Yeah, hey, I'm being real. When you talk about the theory crafting of some of these animes, respect.
Okay, since we want to go there, remember how you said at the more dangerous psychological damaging anime it was Berserker? Remember you said that?
That was a very good study. That was
now there's another anime running for that particular title. It's a brand new anime called Got Get
You Kaka.
I
know I said that wrong. I know I said that wrong, but I know which anime you're talking about. I know what anime you're talking about.
I watched that anime all to 21 episodes, and there's something, and I was like, ooh, that went over a lot of people heavy. You didn't catch on to it, though. But I was like, were you trying to play this angle right now? Like, seriously?
So Tease is asking which anime is trash. That's like, there's a good couple of them. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, there's some good that's average, and there's some good you got to question. And I think David is frozen, which he is. But for me, I mean, as far as the ones that we talked about so far, amongst our anime shows that we did so far, we agreed that Gungrave was in itself. It has its misfalls. We consider it trash. But we would more likely go back to it and do it like a full walkthrough and then see if we stand on that claim or neither we're going to change our opinion based upon certain things. But for right now, that's one of them that we reviewed so far. Everything else was pretty decent that we talked about. As far as New Age, I haven't really touched a lot of the New Age stuff, the New Age animes yet, so I haven't really intel. But I know a lot of people are talking a lot of mess out there, saying certain the newer animes are like sort of trash, which is sort of insane. But okay. Oh boy, David. Ladies and gentlemen, just give David some time to get himself acclimated. Lord have mercy. But until then, because I want to actually wait until I play the video. Oh, you haven't seen Gungrave yet? Well, hey, look, if you take a chance, go at it. Just know this, right? It was a game that was converted into an anime, and it had no real structure, which sad. Don't worry, Eric. I'll definitely have that ready for you. Trust me. I ain't gonna lie, Eric, more likely than not, depending on what me and David can do from now until the end of the year of this month, we might be able to start pulling that in. That's fucked. Teams, that's fucked up. I'm sorry I can't pull your comment because I don't have controls over this particular streaming platform, but that's messed up. Okay, you're back. Thank goodness.
Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me?
You can see you. We can hear you.
I don't know what happened to my shit right now, and sorry for cursing, guys. I'm just realizing my network is just weird all the stuff. What doing now? My speed is like trash. It don't make no sense. So I'm like, yo, what's going on with Brooklyn, New York?
Yeah, well, like your boy Teague says, at least you end up on a good pick when you froze up.
He will be the first occupant of the anime jail. You can be the continent.
Oh my gosh. All right. But let's get this show on the road. Let's get the show on the road.
Yeah, let's get on the road.
All right. So, big respects to Brandon. Brandon Casual Watch Animes on IG. So y'all give him a follow. Y'all give him a look. Also, let me hit this. I'm gonna definitely give him a like. But let's hear what he has to say about this.
Use one anime power system to bring back to real life. Real was not included, but I added it because obviously that's what they meant. So right off the bat, I'm getting rid of Ki. I think it's boring, and I think that there's people within the DBZ universe that are weak and boring, just like Mr. Satan or others. I have nothing bad.
Okay, so pause, right? I do want to make this like a little bit more of a reaction thing of what he's saying as well, just to iterate. So I do understand and respect his sentiments when he talks about Ki, because honestly, Ki wasn't really fleshed out to its perfect distribution. And two, when you really think about it, in a sense of Ki, in a lot of ways, you have to ask yourself, well, how did everybody else in the DBC Joe, right? Just DBC overall, right? How did they end up learning Ki? Because if you think about it, right, everyone else has an understanding of Ki, but how did they learn Ki? Because when you understand the learning process of Ki in as far as Earth-wise, it seems like everyone else was able to do the same thing, but they didn't have to really, quote unquote, do the teaching phase or the thought process of it. So just looking at it across the board, it sort of makes it seem irrelevant or not as potent as it should be, especially because also with Ki, you also see that a lot of people have different auras around their Ki, which you would think that would be a little bit extra special, wondering why different people have different aura peaks. Like why people get white, why people get blue, why people get purple, green, and everything else of that nature. But with that said, let's keep this going.
Got to say against cursed energy is just not for me. I'm not sure that people are aware of it, but these breathing techniques, they're not real. None of this stuff is real. It's just for you to visualize what they're doing.
Now, okay, so David, what do you feel on the what he mentioned on the curse energy part, and then we'll get into the breathing technique part.
Curse energy based on digital high culture, right? Remember I say culture and source material. Jujutsu Kaisen is based on a fundamental philosophy that's based in Japan concerning curse and omen in order to go day back to the judo day, to the shogun day, what their belief system is based upon, right? And based on that fundamental understanding, which this idiot had no clue whatsoever.
What did I say about calling
I'm
people?
sorry. I'm sorry. This is why
Attack the argument, don't attack the person.
I'm attacking the argument that coming from the person who's not really well versed. What I say, when you watch a particular anime, understand the source material behind it. There's a lot of Japanese movies that deal with that fundamental of cursed energy or omen or the philosophy they have within their criteria, but dated back to their ancient history of their culture. If you understand Japanese history and what they believe and what they talk about and what they have documented, then you understand the Jujutsu Kaisen to a much deeper level. But when you're not familiar with what they're talking about and you don't understand what they're referring to, you don't understand the source material, then you make some dumb statement, not realizing that you are off on multiple levels. This is why I said what I said. There's too many people who want to comment or react or critique, but you don't understand the source material, how that anime was built on, based upon one fundamental philosophy. Demon Slayer, breathing technique. I'm sorry.
Now, hold on, pause. Before we go to the breathing, because I was going to say, I said, just make a comment on the curse one. Because personally, for me, I haven't gotten to Jujutsu Kaisen with the whole curse energy, so I don't understand that part of the the power system there. But as far as breathing, I mean, granted, I haven't watched Demon Slayer yet either. But one thing I will sit here and say, to say that a breathing technique isn't real, I would disagree with that standpoint, because in most things in fighting combat, you have to quote unquote breathe. Imagine if you just, having your mouth open and you're fighting, you're going to lose a lot of gas real quick. This is why a lot of people tell you to, pretty much hold your mouth, breathe, inhale, exhale. There is movements for that. There's a reason for that, right? Because you're like, your body's a whole tunnel in itself. So, right. So saying that breathing isn't really a technique or a formality, I wouldn't agree to that, because again, in everything you do, you would have to need to breathe. There has to be inhale and exhale of oxygen. So there is something of that makes sense to that as far as the natural thing. Like, granted, you may not say like overall as a fighting technique it's real, but it is incorporated in every aspect of life. So the fact that it's able to take something so simple of an everyday life thing and converse it into a power system is actually unique. And I say that's actually pretty cool.
Here's another thing I want to add to that. There's different style in martial art. Either doing Shito karate, Shotokan karate, Shotokai karate, Shito real karate, what I did practice. You got Kung Fu, you got Tai Chi, you got Muay Thai. Many different type of martial art that is out there. But within these martial arts, they always talk about your breathing technique heavily on how you put to pace yourself, how you put to control your breathing, how you put to utilize your breathing to follow your rhythm and thinking. That's another thing a lot of people don't pay attention to. When you talk about Demon Slayer, right? What art form are they using in fighting style? Think about it. There's a level of martial art, depending on what kind of martial art they're using. But they're using a lot of sword artwork. What is either go into kendo. Kendo is fundamental art of learning how to use a sword. You use a kendo stick most of the time before you get actual sword. And the next level, you becoming a samurai, right? If you understand that art form, that's based in Japan. And they talk about how to be the ultimate samurai where you can slice things with a brief hair, and you have torn it. The person who created this material based on breathing technique, he going to his source material based on a particular fundamental art form in fighting. And there's always a uniqueness on how you control your body and how you breathe. Either you can speed up your adrenaline rush to make you exert more power, more speed, more agility, depending on what you're doing. That is fundamental. This is why I say, when you're watching certain Japanese animation, and if you're not familiar about the source material that is used for that particular anime, I would suggest to do a side history research to understand why this anime was based on this fundamental or this philosophy. That's something you want to look into so you can understand the logic behind it. And I always say this, don't bring your comic book mentality to critique a Japanese animation. It make you look extremely stupid on multiple scales and on multiple levels. And I'm being crystal clear for a person who practices martial art, who understands fundamental martial art philosophy, that each martial art philosophy have its own standard and its principle. Some people use martial art to build their anime based upon. Naruto using at least 20 different style of martial art in his anime. If you can pick up on it and see which is one, which is which. The same thing happened with Demon Slayer.
Right.
The same thing happened with Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, come on, let's be real. If you don't know nothing about the Japanese culture, the Japanese art, the Japanese philosophy, nor the Japanese history, then don't critique something that you have no level of understanding. That is why I went off on this brother. He was limited to a small amount of knowledge and understanding, and he holding on to his comic book mentality, think he can use that same standard. I'm sorry, I'm nerding out on this brother.
This guy right here.
And you apply on this. I can use anime fundamental and apply it on comic book. I'll be wrong too. That's why I said they're not on the same playing field. There's no proper conversion system to say this is translated to this and this one translated to that. That's why I say it's anime unlock. I will unlock the truth on your ass. So if
Oh,
you
David,
anybody,
let's get this going.
okay, forgive me. When I'm a nerd, I am a black nerd. I'm proud to be one. I love what I love to get into.
Yeah, he's a
And
black
you
nerd.
put-
I choose to call myself a savant with an anime. No, we ain't going for those terms. I ain't taking that in conversion. No, we stand on business around here. We standing
Hey.
higher. Fuck all that.
It's what it is. So when you come to this show, you'll get the real argument. You'll get the real debate. You get the real discussion. You get the real fact. We have to do the digging. We take time to look in these material because we don't understand what we're talking about. And we talk about a topic weeks on end. So that's what it is. Continue the clips.
Now, there are some people that are super fast and super strong, but there is no real power system. Stans from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is tricky because I think it's a very cool power system, but it seems a little bit like the roll of the dice. You know what I mean? Like you could have a really weird one or not a cool one. If you had one like this, I would definitely take it. Spiritual pressure is also
All right. So speaking on stands, again, there is, because you're pretty much born with your stand. It's not like, oh, you just choose one and everything else of that nature, right? You're pretty much chosen with your stand, but I mean, you can't really hate that. It's really more so like when it comes to his argument on stands, is like, if you do not know how to effectively use the stand that you're born with, then you just ass. Like respectfully, you're just ass. So, just saying like, oh, it's tricky. I'm like, it's supposed to be tricky because everyone's not going to be the same. So that's how I see it. Like, Yeah.
I'm lazy. I'm so lazy.
But let's go into spiritual pressure.
Another cool one, but the thing about it is it seems like you're born with your spiritual pressure and you can only cultivate it. So because of that, I wouldn't really like it. Nin is an
Okay. Go ahead, David.
The term cultivation for the Chinese culture, not Japanese. The term, the fundamental in Bleach is concerning with Shinigami, Reaper, Quincy, and other fundamental, which is almost close to that of Jujutsu Kaisen. They almost share the same fundamental. But once again, when they talk about spiritual pressure, that is spiritual energy, which is not similar to ki. We talk about spiritual energy. I ain't trying to go biblical, but if I have
Spiritual
to,
pressure. Spiritual pressure.
I know spiritual pressure. I don't want to go biblical, but if I have to, they talk about the amount of control of your spiritual energy you can exert out of to create certain feat. If you look at it in that kind of way, and Tegan correct. I'm glad he put it out there. I'm glad he's on this show. It can be taken in different several things,
Right.
and
Which
this is what
they
I'm talking about.
expound on overall, because they expounded on in a sense of neither in good light or even in dark phases. So, but just to add to this, because when he talked about it seems like you can only cultivate it, and he just sort of like he felt like he's about to throw up on that fact. Let's understand the word cultivate. Now he's technically speaking from a second definition, which is a verb. Try to acquire or develop a quality, a sentiment, or skill. That's cultivate. I'm gonna leave it there.
But in Bleach, they don't cultivate; they build upon it.
But no,
They
but that's
train.
but wait a minute. But that's the thing, David. He in Bleach, you are cultivating said
Okay.
skill because you're getting it and then you're developing it. But that's
Okay.
my thing is like what you develop it. That's in your own that's in your own placement. So my thing is when you think about it, if you're like Ichigo, which if everyone knows the stories by now, he became a Soul Reaper.
He got two bloodlines.
Secretly was a freaking Quincy at birth, which
No, he's half and half.
that's my whole point. But that's what I'm saying. Like just to say that you're a Quincy and a Soul Reaper, and then you're going through all these multiple changes. Like, granted, yes, he's broken at a start without
No,
actual
let's
realization.
be correct. His mind was affected by a what do you call it? Shimigami, or what do you want to call it? What was the term they used in Bleach? Those monsters that were fighting against.
I forgot what they call them, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, she was affected by that experiment. Mom met his dad, with a Soul Reaper while she did Quincy. They went to the jungle to do the jungle music dance. They produced him with 3 different power origin. 2 is genuine, the real deal, and 1 was experimental. And that all embedded in him would make him not only broken, but messed up. If anyone who watched the Bleach story, more anime, or read the manga, and they went further, you go through the multiple changes that it was confusing to him until you start to read the manga, you start to realize he was being developed into something that it was not meant to be, but it's almost like there was a prophecy about his coming. So in technical terms, if you read the manga, Ichigo is almost on the equivalent of being the Soul King. But he's not the Soul King. This is why I say every anime have a source material that you have to understand the fundamental, understand the history and the philosophy that come along with it. Because when you want to make sense of it and you don't know what you're talking about, that's why I say Bleach is not that straightforward to explain based on the power system. Because there was like a level of classism, or you want to call it clan, the Soul Reaper Kingdom, remember? There's certain people are part of certain clan that dated back how many leader of a house that they had, or how many centuries. We had the prominent family, the top family, and we have the mediocre family who trying to get in, but instead on the outside. And after that, you had the peasant. That was soul society. Kind of retarded, but it was a classism system in place. Am I wrong, Wally?
Oh, you're not wrong.
It's like saying you got the high class, you got a middle class, you got a low class.
Yep. But let's keep going though.
Go ahead.
Another one that's a really good power system, but I don't know if I would want it in real life. Because similar to Stan's, it seems a little bit like roll of the dice, you know what I mean? You might get a really good power or you might get a really weird one. And so I'm not a big fan of that, which is why.
But see, and this is why I also disagree with him respectfully on this, is because even with Nen, is like, again, Nen had a very, granted, again, I'm not saying he's arguing with the factors of the power system, but he's saying because of what you're born with, it's the idea of that's, again, that is irritating for him. But again, if you don't know how to use what you're born with and expand, then you're garbage. Like literally, you're trapped. So my thing is like you have to be equipped to use. You have to be equipped to know what you're using and how to use it in all facets. That's why there's a start, and then that's why there's an expansion. Because think about it. When you look at Goem, right, he's supposed to be an enhancer, right? But notice his enhancements became a little bit more thought theory when he was able to carve it into switching up certain plays or switching up certain angles of how he uses his powers. I think I forgot not Goem, but Killua. Killua, I think, was a muter or something like that.
Immuter, something like he can project it out.
Yeah. And his projections was a little bit crazy, a little bit wild, but he was able to maintain because he's been through that threshold of pain, aka he's an assassin.
Now let me go into further on that. There is a 6th level power system in Hunter x Hunter, and they're based on different attributes based on what you are born with, or what kind of property attribute of Nen do you have. There is a basic level Nen, and one can achieve it due to proper training based on the anime. When we're not going into which factor you may fall in, it depends on your natural attribute. There are those who are considered to be a special case, as the one who had that special red eye. Those one, and there are a few others in the manga would have been would explain later on. Those are special case. Some can end up becoming the ultimate broken time. They can display all type of Nen factors, depending on their bloodline, the unique bloodline or unique characteristic, which is, if you think about it, it's almost similar to that to Naruto, with the more confusing but deep level power system as well. And that's something like, hey, how you doing?
What's going on? Thank you for joining.
What's going on? And that is something I've been trying to explain to people, whereby when you want to talk about power systems, you need to understand what fundamental they use. And I hate to say it, Hunter x Hunter had the most straightforward power, because every power system within the Nen have a unique attribute that determine what kind of Nen power level you will have, or how far you can go with it. Some, and you look at it, they'll show you an arrow based on which one is a polar opposite or it's more effective to another different Nen, right? And it will show you that direction. But at the same time, you can still control up to maybe 2 or 3 different Nen abilities, depending on what nature will be affiliated to your ability. And that was more almost straightforward, but was properly explained. If you watch the anime, ladies and gentlemen, please watch Hunter x Hunter. That is a very cool and interesting anime, and I can vouch for, because the creator of that anime was also the creator of Yu Yu Hakusho. You took in time and built a proper anime, and they will be coming out pretty soon for more episodes. I don't know when, but pretty soon. We'll carry on.
No, well, actually, did you see the news of the guy? Because I think he said, yeah, remember he's going to go on a long hiatus. Back problems.
For Hunter x Hunter,
Yes.
it was on a long hiatus back part, but they created the anime passed away, and they say they're gonna bring it back. There was news thinking about they're gonna bring it back about a year.
They said
the original creator of Hunter x Hunter was sick for a long time, so we went on a long hiatus. He passed away, and there was an updated news about a year ago saying they're working on creating new anime for Hunter x Hunter, but wasn't sure when they would be able to. But they say give it about a year time or so. So
hold on, let me make sure, because I know someone said that they're on a hiatus because they of back pains. I thought that was the same one for Hunter x Hunter.
back pain.
Yes.
I don't know about the one. Anybody know it? If you know anything about that information, drop it in the chat or drop it in a comment after the show.
Because I remember I dropped it in there. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it real fast. Hold on. Is it this one? No, I don't think it's that one per se. Hold on. Let me see. Oh wait, I just saw it. Hold on. Give me a moment. Right. Isn't yeah. Isn't the creator is Togashi?
Same creator for Yu Hakusho. I thought he passed away.
No. Yes, I told you he's suffering from back pain. Which
Wait,
is why I'm saying he's like the author of it. He suffered from back pain, forcing an indefinite hiatus. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
And there was a woman talking about they will bring him back about a year ago.
Well, yeah, and that's with him trying to get back in there, but because of his severe back pain, he's on a hiatus indefinitely. Unless he has a protege.
They did say they had a protege to take over, but and we also did talk later on. We did talk about the issue with manga and anime creator. They have a track record of having bad medical health for some apparent reason.
No, not because of some apparent reasons. Because people want to get in here and do the work, and the work is tough. Like, I ain't gonna lie. This is why I say this. Like, I ain't rushing. No, like, don't get me wrong. The anime is so good to the point I want more. But at the same time, if it's gonna kill shot the author, I'm sorry, no. I like, you gotta ask yourself: one more anime, or lose the creator of said anime.
But they did that with Dragon Ball's franchise, aka Akira Toriyama. This the guy who made $30 billion off of the Dragon Ball Z franchise, but we found out after he go in deep diving digging, he did the add just to pay his bills and pay his rent.
And it wasn't supposed to go as long as it did.
And it did end up being one of the biggest high-grossing anime in Japan.
And I ain't gonna lie, I'm starting to find some more facts, which is just hilarious. Because if you've seen the fact that I sent you before the other video, the other thing, if you read the other article explicitly breaking that down, you'll see what I'm talking about. This the backlog stories of all this, and then the editor's like, "Hey, no, we can't end up on this, or this and that, or the characters too ugly." I'm like, what?
And we're gonna use that material to redo the Dragon Ball Diamond conversation. We're supposed to have that particular Diamond conversation. Why the former editor Akira Toriyama came back to Toei Animation. Toei Animation owned the Dragon Ball franchise IP as well as the One Piece IP as well. In case anybody do not know that.
Well, with that said, we'll get into those a little bit later, but let's get back to it. But
go on.
Yeah.
I'm picking hockey. I mean, come on, you knew I was going to pick hockey. But in all seriousness, I think that this would be the most practical for real life. Even just one form of this would be incredibly powerful. Whether it's armament or conquerors, any form of hockey would be amazing in real life. And so that's why I'm picking hockey from One Piece. I'm positive there are a ton of you guys that don't agree. So let me know in the comments why.
All right. So he said he's picking
I'm not going to let you know in the comment why.
Well, technically we let him know on video, so that's different. But look, yeah, hockey, hockey's good. Don't get me wrong. As far as what I've read up on it, it's good. My thing is just when he's talking about it, like anything else can't do the same thing, because technically all the other formalities that are here can somewhat, as far as what I've read so far, for some of them, not all of them yet, but some of them can do the same thing. Only some of them. Like literally, like we were talking about the Hardens and everything else.
Let me
Some
break
of
it
them
down.
do the same thing.
Hockey is an ability that can be used in case of you do not have a devil fruit power. It's like an anti-devil fruit power ability, which make it extremely dangerous compared to no, not compared. It's more looking for the words. It's based on your ability to increase the level you have in hockey. There are beta level hockey, and there are next level hockey that will bring to the stage whereby you get hockey of armament, which is the type of you make your body as strong as steel and or diamond. You got hockey that allow you to almost see the future. You got hockey whereby
Yeah, like foresight. Yeah.
you got a hockey whereby it's called the emperor hockey or the king hockey, whereby
Well,
no
yeah.
offense,
Well,
no offense.
let's bring up the
When
presentation.
he want to flex his power, you can knock out everybody without even touching. Just give you that look. If you weak to hockey, you going night. You going.
Well, yeah,
That
but
would
that's what
happen
I'm
to you.
saying. Like, because even with Kai, right? If you're focused in Ki, pretty much your skin is pretty much impenetrable.
That's the thing. And I don't think he understands. Hockey with the underground, you know what I'm saying, this is key they're referring to because if I hate to say this, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure if you're able to take the time and watch about 1,151 episodes of One Piece
And counting.
and counting. And when you start to go in with the multiple arc, ladies and gentlemen, if you have time to binge watch on weekend, please, if you have a Netflix account, you can watch it on Netflix. I'm not going to promote the other one because I don't want Eric to come out and catch us in our sleep, aka Crunchyroll. He hates Crunchyroll, so do I. But it is what it is. But you can watch One Piece on Netflix if you have a Netflix account, okay? But as for hockey, the hockey explanation and ability is forever increasing because there are so many different levels whereby we had Shank or the red hair pirate. His hockey ability is so dangerous, he can catch you long distance. You all you gotta do is sense you but at the same time he can sense the future how it's gonna play out, but also catch you from there's a lot of simple as this. Just watch the anime. Watch the anime, watch the movie, and you will get it. It is really broken down in detail. But it's a very interesting power system. And there's many more out there as well. There are many more. This is why I say
All right, pull up the presentation.
for the presentation. Okay.
Yeah. So that we can get this done.
Let's get to the presentation.
Because you're pretty much already throwing up the juices, but yeah, let's get in here.
I'm sorry. This is one of those type of topic that you really have to be in depth knowing what the hell you're talking about. You can't just like the brother who got me going, sure get on him.
Oh my god. All right, introduction. An anime power system is the established set of rules and mechanics that explains how supernatural or superhuman abilities work within that universe. They are crucial for creating, engaging strategic battles in a consistent world. Power systems are a core element of battle anime, defining the rules of combat, the nature of character growth, and overall world building. So, all right, let's get into this. So these are the power systems that we'll be discussing. Now, as of right now, we only are touching just 4 of them. The next 4 will be on a part 2. So you might see that as an upload or, yeah, more likely an upload, give or take. Maybe we might do it live. It all depends on what we're doing. But yeah, so, but all that's in discussion. Pretty much everything that you saw in the clip, that's everything we're going to talk about as far as right here, right now, as far as this.
Now, if you want us to do more, you can give us a comment. We also got to subscribe and be able to come back for the show.
I mean, we're going to have to do more. I mean, let's be real here. This is an
I
anime
know.
show. We
I
gotta have
know.
to break down
Hey.
everything.
Hey, you might well do that to make it easy for everybody. So, in case someone get confused or get stupid, I don't know what they're talking about, they can come back to this show in particular and get the breakdown.
This guy. All right. So look. So the first four we're gonna talk about is mainly Haki, aka from One Piece, Chakra from Naruto, Spiritual Pressure from Bleach, and Stands from JoJo Bizarre Adventures. Then the rest
No.
on
That is
another.
funny.
Yeah. It's just not right. Oh man. Okay. So Haki, which literally translates to ambition or willpower, is a spiritual energy that lies dormant in every living creature in the world of One Piece. However, only a few manage to awaken and master it through intense training or under extreme emotional distress. Oh, sorry.
The rest.
Yeah. It comes in three main types, often referred to as colors or shoku. Kenbun Shoku
No,
Hakai.
Kenbon Shoku Haki.
Okay,
That's observation Haki.
okay, yeah.
Bosu Shoku Haki. That is armament Haki. How Shoku armament is the main one called Conqueror Haki.
Okay.
That's the big boy wearing the big pen Haki. You want to call it that way.
Right.
But the first two are very, very interesting.
Yeah.
When we read on?
There you go.
Kenboshoku Haki, observation Haki. This type grants the user a sixth sense of the world around them, allowing for heightened perception. It's often referred to as a mantra in the Sky Island. Now, you look at the word mantra, origin is based on the Indian philosophy as well. Sensing present, allowing you to detect the present, emotion, or strength of other, even if they are concealed or too far to be seen normally. If we think about it, think about that particular part. There's a couple of anime had that same fundamental as well. As in, you can sense a person bloodlust or murder intent, if you want to call it, or evil, or someone negative emotion. That one is by far is based on that same principle as well. Want to add on to Wally?
Oh yeah, I will. But I was gonna say, well, read T's comment first. Yeah, but Haki is an interesting name. There was a person in Egyptian times by that name. It says Haki gave the gods power. That reminds me, AOT, by any chance, don't you be in the Foxy Moon's chat? I believe I remember you.
He was in BMU and he'd be like, every time we talk about
Well, I don't know
fire,
BMU, but I know I know it's for another content creator. I've seen that similar name. I think he's from the same place. If I'm not, well, he or she is from the same
but the
place.
thing about that particular sensing present Haki, there's so many anime that have that similar ability.
Right.
It's so obvious, but it's very fundamental because, for example,
Okay, yeah, okay. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. All right, I do.
Zoro have that type of Haki. He can throw his bloodlust to the point whereby this is not only in Naruto and One Piece, but many other anime. Certain people's bloodlust ability is so extremely high. It can either freeze you or make you pass out unconscious, meaning the level of shock and fear you cannot recover from.
Right. But this is why I said also, like, going back to what he said about certain anime beforehand, is like, again, understanding One Piece. One Piece is pretty much the son, the nephew, the grandson, or however you want to look at it from Dragon Ball. Because again, sensing presence, Dragon Ball did the same thing.
Bingo. And that was based on the key from fundamental. So when he was crapping on key, he didn't realize One Piece was doing something similar. Which is under, and I hate to say this, Kenboshoku, that Japanese phrase of referring to key. Right. I don't be surprised that you did the undercover to say Haki, and I don't want to say key, but it's actually under the key fundamental. Evasion and prediction enable the user to predict an opponent's next move shortly before they make it, making it much easier to dodge. There's certain character in One Piece they can see far to like either 6 seconds, 10 seconds. The most I can say up to 3 minutes far into the future what is going to happen.
Right. But see, in that same sense, observation by the idea understanding of observation hockey, again, this goes right back to Key and Dragon Ball, because again, you can still do the same thing. This is why we're able to have fight scenes where you're able to disappear in a flashing moment and leave your shadow right there.
And the guy talking about you don't understand Ki, but that is based on the fundamental of Ki. Too many martial art fundamental even trying to teach you how to predict this. It's all about sensing the inner energy, the inner Ki in Japanese or Chi in Chinese.
Right. Hey, read the last one, then pull up T's comment, and then we'll move on.
Advanced form, future sight. With extreme mastery, the user can glimpse a few seconds into the future, seen upon a full actor before they happen. I talked about it when we talk about evasion and prediction. This is next level. Some can go far past 6 seconds, then almost to the point of seeing a whole 3 minutes.
Right.
And that extreme level, that takes a lot.
That's for sure. All these animes are trying to let everyone know that power humans have both. I don't know if I'm saying that Egyptian gods right, but throat calls it the internal flame. Yeah, and you know what? If you think about it, Naruto sort of had that similar concept, because when they showed the chakra thing, right, and they showed that flame in the belly.
It showed the belly and it showed the diagram.
Right, and then how the chakra was flowing out. So yeah, it's pretty much the same.
And that's based on Indian fundamental and Egyptian fundamental as well.
You're right. So yeah, definitely. Let's go on. So go on to the next one.
Okay. Botsushoku Haki. Armament. This haki allowed you to create a force similar to an invisible armor around themselves or their weapon. When mastered, it can be visually hardened, often appearing as a black coating. First one, defense. Create a spiritual armor for defense, increasing the user durability. I'm sorry to say that there is no difference from Dragon Ball.
Right, because when yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, because I'm gonna just say, because when you're focused, right? I mean, the only thing is, right, they're not saying that you have to be focused when using this. So I guess this is like the small difference, and as far as color coding, right? But they say, like, when you're focusing Ki, right, you're pretty much impenetrable. You're not taken as an easy target as a hit. Right, something as like Frieza beaming you is like a bullet, but that can be literally slapped away when you're in full focus of yourself, where you can actually, shut that off and send it somewhere else. So knowing that it's pretty much in the same sense of armament, but in a spiritual pressure or a spiritual energy, or in this case, Ki energy, again, it still brings up the same fundamental backgrounds of defense in itself. So. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll go even further. Jiren, in terms of power, this dude is showing next level Ki ability, whereby he was pushing back Goku's spirit bomb with just his eye, just looking at the damn. He knew when to exert it and how to the point where he didn't even move his arm.
Forget that. Basically his body, because I ain't gonna lie. The things that he did, just like in just a phase, I'm like, yeah, that ain't gonna be an easy target.
And here's the thing: let's bring it to real world principle. There's a particular martial arts style that was going viral on YouTube for almost a decade. I'm sure I have seen it. I'm sure Wally have seen it. I'm sure a lot of other guys have seen it. I'm sure almost a decade. And I'm sure a lot of ladies have seen it. It's a particular martial art whereby you can make yourself in public. How would I say it? This group of martial artists figure out how to channel the key so much to the point whereby you can kick them in the balls and they won't feel it.
Okay. Yeah.
We all saw it on YouTube, and we thought it was a joke until they got somebody who was a actual professional football kicker. And they did it on, I think it was a live recording or live broadcasting. This man went 80 miles an hour speed kicking, and the guy just like nothing happened. I know everybody in the studio, everybody was watching, everybody was like, fake. That ain't real. Oh, hell no. Because the speed, the impact, and every man who saw that, all we were thinking about is,
Okay. Yeah. That's
that was the most viral thing on YouTube. And I think when we posted that video, made their money, made their retirement fund, and then that thing was going over viral multiple times on multiple platforms. Same thing when people will sit on a bed on needles and not feel it.
T said you gotta see it.
No, you don't want. You don't need to see it. You do not need to see it, T. You do not need to see it because you yourself, you might throw up just looking like how you say, crush my pearls. No, thank you.
You ain't clutching nothing. Them going deep in your body parts. That's what it's. That's what you're clutching it. But let's keep going.
Okay, offense and hardening. Greatly strengthening the user attack, allowing to inflict devastating damage.
All right, yeah.
That is staying deep in the fundamental of Ki, Japanese, and Chi, Chinese. Because, let's be real, unless your bone is made of titanium, like Wolverine, to break bricks in real life, it requires a high level of Chi or Ki to be able. And that is the same fundamental. But in One Piece, that takes it to multiple levels. Whereby you can train your hockey to punch the what they call the part of the boat. You just have a punching bag. You can make your fist so strong. You can do all type of shenanigans with that. That's the thing. The next one, bypassing devil fruit power, what I said much earlier in the show. Hockey is like an anti-devil fruit canceller. This is the most critical function. It allows the user to touch substantial body of Logeia type devil fruit user who are normally intangible and physically harm them. Meaning like Smoker from the beginning of One Piece. He turned his body into smoke, right? With the level of hockey that he acquires, he grabs smoke, even though he was in smoke form, and say, my nigga, my dude.
Teach, have fun binge watching it because I'm gonna tell you right now, I haven't binge watched it yet, so I'm gonna be right there with you eventually because only David is the pro here.
Once again, take it from me, and I'm telling to everybody who are watching this broadcast, if you have a membership with Netflix, we got great news for you. There won't be any commercial until further notice. So, you can binge watch from episode 1 almost all the way to 1,151 episodes. Because they're still uploading more seasons. The latest one, I think it's episode 863 or 61. I'm not sure. I will check back when I get a chance to check on Netflix again. All right? But yet I have it on my screen here. I can do that right now because that's how far they be uploading their things. So you can watch One Piece and go at them. Well, I'm telling you guys, if you can try maybe like, I don't know, 10 to 15 episodes a weekend, you can catch up and get where we at. Let me look it up right now. One Piece, because they constantly uploading new episodes. Second.
David, just come back to it. Let's keep the show going.
I get you. Yeah, I was trying to let people know where to stop at because there's a gap in between episodes. Forgive me, guys, because it is part of One Piece power system, and I would tell you where to wait for the later episodes. There's a multiple. There's multiple arcs. Sorry, I will explain that another time. Advanced form, they call it emission real, right? No, it's not 1,000. 1,151 episodes and counting. Advanced form emission wheel allow the user to project their hockey onward without making direct contact or to channel it inside a target to destroy them from within. That is full fundamental key chi application. Bloodsport did that. There's multiple martial art movies whereby I say Bloodsport, for example. Jean-Claude Van Damme portray a uniquely style that showed he probably that school of martial art. And then had to do the Denmark, right? The Denmark ability whereby there'll be a stack of bricks. And you pick and choose which block you want to break without breaking all the blocks. And then choose the one at the bottom. What he did, he had to channel his key to make sure when he's slamming on the blocks, and there was 9 blocks in there, the first 8 will not break, but the one at the bottom will bust. That's advanced form. Or you see movie whereby people doing certain move, but you can say you see it at the slow motion empathy when it hit the impact, the blow impact internal on internal organs. That's exactly what it is. But it's funny how that brother talk about he like hockey, but indirectly he say he like Ki, aka Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. It's the same fundamental. That is completely what it is. And when you see this event form happened when Luffy was in the prison and he learned that's the Wayno arc. Yeah, that's the Wayno arc. You watch the Wayno arc, you see the deep level of the advanced form and Mitchell real that was being taught to him by hockey. That's next level.
Right.
That's part of the
Hey,
Army
real quick,
hockey.
Can you pull up the comment that Teach made where he says the inner key, the inner key or chi?
Let me see if I can go back to find that. There you go.
Just go down a little bit.
The inner key or chi, they give you what we call clairvoyance.
Clairvoyancy and the rest of the clairs. Yeah, so if you understand what clairvoyancy is, like in the spiritual realm, that's like being able to read or see intuitively, right? So it's pretty much the same thing. So yeah, it's following the same prophecies and all that stuff. He's like, oh my god, 1,000 episodes, how many fillers? How many are fillers? Oh shit, I don't know. I could tell you, boy. I could not tell you.
That's what I say, 15 episodes per weekend. 1.5.
Okay.
It's less than 30 minutes per episode.
Yeah. All right, let's go on to the next one.
Dun dun dun. There is Hashoku Haki, aka Conqueror Haki, aka the Big King Haki. This is the rare form of Haki, and it is something the user is born with. Keyword: born with. Only 1 in 7 million people possess it. It cannot be learned through training, but must be awakened through force of will. Meaning, it could be a bloodline thing, it could be a tribe thing, it could be something that deep innate in you, or you are.
I mean, it can't be a bloodline thing that says 1 in a million.
Yeah, because perfect example, in One Piece, Garp, Luffy, and Dragon are family. They're blood related. Garp is the grandpa. Dragon is the father. While Luffy, the grandson and son, it's all in their bloodline. Garp have that same level of conqueror hockey. So does his father, but Luffy was more OP. It was almost completely broken OP because he started playing hockey where he didn't know that he had hockey in it. And when people that noticed it, and they caught on to it, they're like, that's not no regular conqueror hockey that the guy had. It was straight up the raw, real deal. Going to the first one, intimidation knockout. Remember I mentioned earlier, we have that type of key knockout. You be like, give it that one look. Depending on how people can knock out, you can knock out 10 people to 1,000 people, maybe more. Depending on how much range you have, it can spread. This the permit you to project the user sheer willpower onward, intimidate opponent and causing them with weaker will to instantly fall unconscious. If you weak to it, you go gaga. If you have some level of training, you be weak on your knees. If you think you can tough it out, you be staggered. You be like, oh, someone trying to, I can take it. Yeah, but it had an effect on you. That's exactly what it is. And that is intimidation knockout. Taming can be used to subdue or tame wild animal. You see that look, they give it that. Yo, Shank did it the first time when he lost his arm to Luffy, saving the water. And he gave that sea monster that look like I just paid the due. You took my arm for the boy. And you still want to come again for something else? You want me to, you know what, take my arm back and do you dirty? Keep that arm in your belly and disappear. That's my translation.
Right.
Luffy did it. A few other characters in One Piece did it because you get certain wild beat or sea beat that look, they start to sweat. They start to, you know what? I get it. You're the big boss. I'll calm down. Advanced form, infusion. The absolute pinnacle of hockey mastery where the user can infuse conqueror hockey into their attack. Similar to armament hockey, giving them a massive boost to their offensive power. This is the mark of the true king. Um, in plain English, it's almost a death blow. And let me explain why I say it's almost like a death blow. We broke down the armament hockey, right?
Mhm.
This event for infusion, it's like a kind of massive weight. And when you infuse that, it come along with a hockey, armament hockey, if that individual or being or beast or object cannot withstand the mass.
David, Mike, your mic is off. It's not on.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you're good.
I don't know what happened. I put it down here, wasn't touching no cable, and all of a sudden I see it almost as if I had the equalizer open so I can let me see the feedback. So like I was saying before, my mic when I actually product all of a sudden, the event for infusion hockey punch or blow or whatever they would do, it's like an obliviation punch. Like he tried to end it one time, get it done and over with. That's like a death blow. And the weight and the magnitude is ridiculous. So you trying to end a person. And you watch some episode in One Piece whereby either Luffy did it or some other character did it. The opponent or the object is either obliterated or it just crumble. That's how bad it is. Next slide.
All right. So let's do the takeaways.
Well, we know you read it.
Okay. Key takeaways. Willpower is power. The strength and amount of hockey a person has is directly tied to their own willpower, fighting spirit, and ambition. Devil fruit counter. Hockey, especially armament, was introduced as a way to allow non-devil fruit users to fight on equal footing with and counter the near invincibilities of Laga type devil fruit users.
Logia.
Logia. I'm sorry. Balance. Hockey can be exhausted with excessive use and requires concentration and stamina, adding a layer of tactical management to battles.
Tactical.
Tactical, sorry.
Here's the problem. What he's saying, well, that one part is very, very true. It's like saying you're exhausting your spiritual energy to the point of exhaustion. Meaning, if you have not constantly trained to build and increase the well of hockey energy, aka key reserve in your body, and you too much of it, you can almost, it's possible according to the anime, you can exhaust yourself to the point of dying. It's like taking a lot of your own life force, so to speak.
Right. So let's
Carry on.
move on. All right. So next find up, we're going into Naruto for the Chakra power system. Chakra is a supernatural substance present in every living being in the Naruto world. It's the energy ninjas use to perform jujitsu techniques. Chakra is created by combining two fundamental energies within the body. The physical energy. I probably don't know how to say this in Chinese, so I'm not going to butcher the whole naming. But yes, physical energy. This energy is collected from the tens of trillions of cells that make up the body. It is strengthened through training, exercise, and physical condition.
That will be Shintai and Yuji.
Okay. And spiritual energy. The energy comes from the mind's
Mind consciousness.
consciousness. It is strengthened through meditation, study, and experience, especially performing jujitsu. So if you remember this, right?
That is
Spiritual
Senshi and Ichigo.
Yes. Now, understanding spiritual energy, right? If you remember watching Naruto and when Naruto was trying to learn how to enter sage mode, this sage mode was spiritual energy. Or in this case, because he was using sage mode as frog, it is what we call animal energy or animal, like taking animal possessional formation energy, like energy. Yeah. So it was very much well intuitive. But let me go read again. A ninja creates chakra by mentally mixing these two energies in equal measurements and then molding it to the correct shape and nature for a specific jujitsu. Sorry, the chakra path system. The chakra flow through the body via the chakra path system, similar to the circulatory system, which has 361 pressure points called tenketsu. Hope I said that correct. The most intense regulatory points are the 8 gates, which can be forcefully opened to achieve massive temporary power at a high physical cost. Yeah, physical cost.
That
Right.
one right there is like you're exploiting the Senshi and Yuji possibly behind that. The 8 gate. And if anybody don't understand about Naruto, there are multiple fundamentals that mix into this one. There's the Indian fundamental, come to the chi, the chakra pathway system. That is heavy on the Indian philosophy.
Right, because when the Hyugas, pretty much Neji was breaking that down and showing that how that looks and how that works. You can see how that all is being in placement. So yeah.
So there's a lot of fundamentals. Like if you don't understand Naruto, is source material, I say stay away from it. You get lost in the sauce.
Right.
Clear.
So let's get into this one. Okay, how chakra is used. There's the 3 chakra types. All techniques in the shinobi world fall into one of the 3 categories, all of which require chakra molding. Ninjutsu, ninja techniques. Techniques that require molding chakra into a physical or elemental force. This is most common form of combat, aka the Rasengan, Fireball Jutsu. Key focus, nature and shape transformation. So,
What he referring to
mhm,
is nature attribute. It'll be fire, wind, earth, electricity, water, iron. These are nature attributes that it can change certain fundamental just to and
right,
shape it well.
right. So going on next, we have Genjutsu.
Genjutsu.
Yeah, I was about to say that wrong. Genjutsu. Uh, sorry, what the? Okay, yeah, sorry. Illusionary techniques. I'm literally about to get brain fart. Techniques that use chakra to manipulate a target's 5 senses, placing them into a realistic illusion. So pretty much Genjutsu, like as you already know, shout out to Itachi because he perfectly mastered Genjutsu to the point he will literally put people in illusions and flip it right on their butt cheeks, literally. If you remember that moment when he flipped it on what's our favorite snake guy? I forgot his
Next stage guy, they got
name.
him locking that loop for almost forever.
Yeah. that was just hilarious when he did it to him because he's like, oh, he caught him by the snake. I'm like, oh.
But here's
Next
the
thing you know, he's
problem.
like, no, that's actually
That jujitsu is uncalled for and it's broken. And let me tell
yeah.
you why it's uncalled for and it's broken. Itachi broke out the explanation. If you're not willing to face the truth of yourself and be, how you want to call it, humble and honest, you will be stuck in that loop forever until your life ends, you burn out, and you die.
Right.
So make it make sense. Let that sink in. And just like that, that's meant to break down egotistic idiots. If I can learn that jujitsu, you know how many YouTubers I can put in that jujitsu and they will never come back on YouTube ever again?
There's a lot. But key focus, spiritual energy and yin release. Now, that goes to tell you, if Itachi was even more alive and not sick, he probably could have been a yin releaser. So look, that tells you the high levels of it. And going on in third, taijutsu, body technique. Techniques that focus on martial arts and close combat. While many taijutsu moves don't require chakra, advanced form use it to enhance physical powers, infusing feet with chakra for better jumping or gentle fist style. Key focus, physical energy and chakra control. Chakra control.
This one is on multiple levels and it's very based on each different user. Lockley and the one other counterpart from the
My guy.
my guy and the one other person from the sand had the
Yeah,
same
yeah, I know he's talking.
entire jitsu because they cannot use chi for genjutsu and the jitsu. They practice a fundamental that is wholly based on the fundamental of the chakra pathway, but unlocking certain life energy that get them temporary power boost.
Which you would think, right? Because when you think about taijutsu and then knowing that the 8 inner gates, because when you see them open it, right, you see that it's giving them some formality of chakra energy, right, flows and all that. And you think, well, wait a minute, if they have this, then why they don't have chakra? What is the difference between the two where where it seems the same or it looks the same as far as the aura being presented, but to the fact that it is different to the point that you cannot have chakra reserves.
Let me play to that one. Eight gate is a unique ability that allows you to shoot a high burst amount of chakra into the body to give it a power boost. The problem is it lacks chakra control. It's like you open a pipe and you just let it bust open.
Right, because
And when all that thing busting out, once the water level drop down, it's sizzle. That's
right,
your
so
life
pretty much like a
energy.
glacier.
So when you open eight gate, you open it's like open eight pipes. The last one means when you open this one, you might well die. You might well just
Pretty much, 'cause that's what. Because look, if my guy didn't had any protection of those of the six, I forgot what is it, the six path energies, he would have been dead. He would have been dead for sure.
because that's something. It's not only it was considered to be dangerous. Obiko, what was his name again? The guy who pretended to be Madara. He
Oh,
know,
Obito.
yeah, Obiko. He knew that guy was a severe threat. My guy. People who do that one, they are considered special and uniquely, but he knows that is a unique power that's almost impossible to beat, all for a huge price, their life.
Right. But I definitely do like the idea that they did present the taijutsu characters, because
Hmm.
it still goes back to the idea of touching back on the ninja, right? Being fast, being quick, being durable, being quickable, and weaponry combatants. So yeah, definitely was staying true to that format. But let's keep going though. Okay, so nature transformation, the element system. The fertility of chakra comes from the ability to change its quality or property, known as nature transformation. The most basic in common are the five basic elements nature: fire, wind, lightning, earth, water.
In Japanese term, katon fire, futon wind, raiton lightning, doton earth, and suton water.
Right. A ninja usually has a natural affinity for one of these elements, which makes them what makes those jujitsu easier to learn and master. So
Now,
pretty much, go ahead.
let me add to it. That is pretty much what it is, but in this chakra system, there's certain specialty or genkai where certain user can use either two or more.
Right, for mixtures of elements. So as I think when we get to Naruto Shippuden, we found out that well, even before Naruto Shippuden in the first Naruto, as far as, was it the first Kai or was it the? I think yeah, it's the first Kai. He had wind release. I mean, not wind release. Sorry, wood release. God damn it! And that is a special combination of chakra flowing. So he has a special Gekken Genkai that allows him to do wood release and wood jutsu. So yeah. So very a lot of these characters are very special in this overall when it comes to that. But
And
actually,
believe me, if you watch Naruto and start pay attention to the details, oh, this is
yeah,
one that will throw you off. I'll read this one.
yeah, go ahead.
Advanced nature. Kenkai Genkai. No, Kenkai Genkai, that's bloodlight limit. Featuring of two different elemental nature. Wind plus water, that's ice release. Fire plus earth, that's lava release. This is duty inherent and cannot be copied. And there are many of them out there. That's why I'm saying there are multiple levels of the type of ability. Genkai, that's for, I think, referring to a level of two attribute.
Right,
Genkai Totai, bloodline selection, that's next level. Feature of three different elemental nature. For example, wind plus earth plus fire, that equals dust release, which is extremely rare. And there's other that go along with it based on the combination. Yin and yang release. These are non-elemental based in nature, which can be very deadly. You
right,
have the yin release, which is the shadow. govern imagination and spiritual energy, often used for genjutsu and shape-changing techniques. Brutally dangerous.
Mhm.
Then you have yang release, this is light, govern vitality and physical energy used for medical ninjutsu and body enhancing techniques.
Mhm.
These abilities are considered to be special case. Every regular ninja ability able to use one attribute. When you're with these level, that's a whole new ballgame whereby they with two or more attributes.
Right.
What make them very, very rare and hot commodity.
Exactly. Especially since when you look at the anime, the only way for you to obtain yin and yang was neither A, you're able to take up the 10 tails, or B, you got you got one of the grand poobahs of yesteryear's history of Naruto to come out and give you the whole spectrum, which literally is never gonna happen on a natural occurrence.
That's what I'm saying. The whole anime franchise is like a walking encyclopedia. It will throw you into the loop if you cannot comprehend what they're speaking on, what they're talking about, what they're engaging in. It's level to it.
Oh wait a minute. Yeah. Actually, the last one. Just read the last one. I must have copied this.
Okay, the yin yang release that is the muton, a combination that allow you to use a combination that allow the user to manipulate the fundamental force of creation and destruction, often associated with a state or set path. That is king level.
Yeah.
Very, very dangerous.
So okay, so we can put this down. Let me get in the swapper. Oh, let me get the swap in. Let me get the other
Yo. This is why we need more team members up in this.
one. All right, get the other one, David.
Okay. Okay. One with one.
All
Oh,
right.
not that one.
Yes.
Damn. They have a lot.
I try to tell you.
The other unique chakra type, on top of the basic molding, several chakra access specialized type of chakra. Tail beat chakra, the Biju chakra, immense, potent,
Hey,
and
thanks, Teach.
cohesive chakra belong to the tail beat, which Juiki hosts can tap into, which includes nature energy, Tenjitsu chakra, energy drawn from the natural world. The atmosphere earth and to blend with the user regular chakra. When molded correctly, it can go at stage mode, which is dramatically enhance all physical, ninjutsu, and gentle ability. Some people are born, some people are heavily trained to it to the point whereby they had a price to pay for that. Real talk. And there is a six-pack chakra, God tier power inherent directly from the state of six pack. Hagoromo Osusuki, granting you them unimaginable ability and the highest level of power manipulation.
So
Chakra,
understand that chakra literally is not attainable unless given to you. If you're literally not the bloodline prophecy, you're out of luck. You're out of luck.
that is very, 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 very true. This is why this is a based on a Chinese fundamental, Buddha fundamental, and India fundamental. And they're all connected like a three-way. They share the same fundamental. We come to the term chakra, aka chi. And that is a very, very big deal.
All right. So let's get down these remaining 12 so we can get out of here. Oh man. So now we're on spiritual pressure, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bleach.
Ooh, I'll read it. The power system in Bleach center around spiritual pressure, which is one of the more unique and physically impactful power concepts in anime. The entire system based on three key interrelated spiritual terms. Reshi, spiritual particles. What is this? It's the fundamental spiritual matter that make up the social society, Hukomondo, and the spiritual body of all spiritual beings. Everything in these three realms, building, ground, and air, is mineral rich. Significant It's significant is that stuff of the spiritual world certain ways like the Quincy can absorb and ability for the attack and sustenance. This is not no simple walk in the park fundamental.
Exactly, especially since they didn't really actually broke down the Bankai side of this. But yeah,
The power system in Bleach center around spiritual
oh
pressure.
no, yeah, don't read that. I just let that. I just let that there. Just read the other text.
That cause no, let me see when Yoku, whew, and I may try to pronounce it correctly.
Yeah,
What it is, this spiritual in that a spiritual being like Shinigami, that's the word I was looking for, hollow,
yeah,
and Quincy have stored within their soul body the internal fuel tank of potential energy. Significance. The size of a person's Ryoku pool determine their maximum power capacity or ability. Dampakatu release, which is Shankai regular, or Bankai next level. Keto and Hollow technique consume this energy. Now, shout out to T Regal.
yeah.
You might be the next. I'm an encyclopedia for our
Spiritual
channel.
pressure could mean sleep paralyzed. It's a scary thing not to be able to move. To move in this state, you have to move mentally. Yeah, that's for sure.
That is very, very true. We are, we are, we are through spiritual pressure, the power system itself. What it is, it's the pressure of a being your local spirituality exert on the world around them when it is released. It's output or flow rate of the spiritual energy. Significance. The size of a person of your pool determine their maximum power category or abilities, such as Aquatu release, Genkai and Bankai, Keto, Hollow technique, including energy. A great analogy is the Roku is the water in the tank. Yasu is the pressure of the water coming out of the hose.
Mhm.
Real, woo, real fundamental right there.
You're right. No, yeah, definitely teach. Overall, Bleach is breaking down our dark and light energies we all have. Yeah, because if you look at it from overall, from what the anime shows, right? Especially because I still pay homage to a lot of the Mexican side of the culture and also to even the Islander side of the culture, where it breaks down the formalities of life or death, aka the hollows, right? And people that passed away or just living energies of that nature. A lot of that is really in there, right? And touching those gripes of like dark energy or light energy, and then in the mixtures of that and how that is quote unquote seen and or coerced in the visuals, it was done pretty well. It was done pretty well.
And this is oh, my drink. There's the reason why I like Bleach because the way they break down the fundamental of between the Shinigami, which are the Soul Reaper, that's the terminology I was looking for, the Hollow, which is that one that was used mostly it's a negative energy being people who were not able to go to the spirit realm or heaven. They end up being the soul that remain behind with so much resentment. If the resentment become too much, that soul end up transforming into becoming a hollow, a spiritual mountain of regret and resentment. That's what actually what I'm looking for. So what I was referring to with Ichigo, he had a hollow spiritual energy embedded in him, which was put on his mom during that failed experiment. So imagine a person being with three different spiritual origins: a Quincy origin, a Shinigami origin, and a Hollow origin all mixed in one pot. Ooh, that's the kind of gumbo soup I want to eat, my brother.
Right, and we'll talk about the Quincy one on a different one. Cause as far as making this, I didn't add the Quincy part in there. But
This is that's what I'm saying. This subject right here is not a walk in the park, my brother.
yeah, it never is. But that's what I'm saying. Because when you look at the power system in the TV series, it also has another power system within it.
And I hate to say that there in the Bleach community, there's a level of resentment on how they took a hiatus before they came back because they were pissed. They were one of those great anime when they came out during the time of the big anime boom.
Yeah.
And when they got to that level and they stopped right there, and there's nothing coming right after that, boy, the Bleach community, they throw a bunch of blazing birds. Some people were tight with it because it was a very unique following. It was a very cool anime. It was a nice breakdown on it. And yet it did have filler. But the filler was more explanatory to let you understand certain criteria or certain branch of the storyline. Which One Piece do an excellent job with have way too many fillers. Sorry, T. It does have filler in the anime, but the filler is
That's why it's
necessary.
called. But see, that's the thing. When you have adventure, you're good to more 9 times out of 10 have filler.
It was necessary because they don't. Whew, I think One Piece is the soap opera of anime. It had to be. Because when the first time you start watching it, it never made me think. Shout out to Mandrell, because he said the same thing I said, but he's another One Piece nerd. He should be up in this show. I don't know where he be hiding at, Mandrell. Honeymoon been over.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, don't bother that man. Let him have his. Let him have his.
I can't bother Jedi Mike because we don't want to get into it with his wife because she was like, yeah.
Oh, so wait a minute. So we can't bother him, but we can bother Mandrell. See, that's bullshit. That's that bullshit. Mandrell,
she be watching us in the shadow. Yeah, I've been watching you. I be hearing what you guys be saying. And the other time she came, I was like, oh, she's still around. Oh, my bad. We don't know Mandrell's wife, so you can bother him. But we know Jedi Mike and his wife. So just to be on the safe side, hey, Mr. Jedi Mike. Yeah, he gonna shoot me. I'll do the drive-by.
Hey, look. Hey, T, she's gonna be like, hey, look, but baby, you too tall. Let me put you down some size.
Don't worry. And I'll tell you, you want me to get you and bring him back to Africa? What you talking about? Just like the 18, and you wake him up, be like, where am I? Oh, we're in the Congo again.
Oh, shit.
I love that 18. They always did Batman's Bill dirty. Oh, I'm not flying up here. Oh, you flying up here.
Oh, man. All right, let's go, David. Let's go.
I'm going to do Mandrell that way one time. They bring him back to Africa one time.
Oh, man.
I can see Wally crying and laughing, hitting the ground. Oh man, they're gonna kill you for this.
Lord have mercy.
Hey, it's what it is. I'm putting out there. I know everybody would like to watch it. They'll be laughing at Mandrell. Why you like they gotta do the 18 trick of the book? The most common thing to do, put you to sleep. Hey, why not?
Keep going. Come on, keep going.
The core mechanic of resistance, which resistance is not just a measure or strength, it is an active force that directly affects the environment and other beings. Clutch suppression. If one being resistant is vastly stronger, more dense, higher person than another, the wicked individual can be paralyzed, which is you see when I'm talking about the fundamental, experience immense physical pain, that's next level, or even be caused to act without the stronger person even moving, known as resist to crush. A diver experiences the crushing pressure of the deep ocean. That is a great analogy right there and there. The deeper you go into the ocean, the more powerful the pressure you feel clutching your body. The residual clutch is just that. It's like you're feeling the deep in other person's spiritual pressure. It's almost feel like in a deep ocean when you near it, not only overwhelmed, you feel like the way it's crushing you down. That's exactly what it is.
Right.
Interaction with attack. Attack like a Shinigami Genjutsu, aka Bleach, Getsuga Tensho, are essentially highly concentrated blast on the Jirensu. If the opponent's passive agility is high enough, a weaker attack will be repelled or deflected before it even reach them. Trying to shoot a bullet through an extremely dense, invisible force field. Not possible.
Right.
It might get incinerated.
Literally flattened.
Sentient. Ryakaku. Spiritual being are constantly sensing the reactions of others. It acts like a spiritual signature that allows them to identify a person's present location and even their general power level. Feeling the heat radiating from a large fire, even without seeing the fire. That right there is next level, what took a script from Dragon Ball. Look at that explanation right there. It acts like a spiritual signature that allowed them to identify the person present. Meaning, your ritual signature different from mine. But one can recognize my signature because my signature have a certain characteristic.
Right. Because if you think about it, right, this is pretty much going off of Goku's technique that he learned from I forgot the planet, but planet Yardrak.
Namek.
No, not Namek. Planet Yardrak. I think something like that. Right, where he learned instant transmission. Right, because even when it comes like sensing is one thing as far as just the natural part, but now when you talk about even a person's presence then location, that's where instant transmission comes in because you have to focus, see
That
someone
is true.
that you're looking for,
That
and then
is true. But before he learned that from that particular tribe, he was using that in Namek, whereby he can tell who was fighting.
Right,
Why
exactly.
we were recuperated. So he understand different power signature, key signature. You know, which key signature belong to Gohan, which signature belong to Vegeta, which signature belong to Krillin, and which signature belong to Piccolo. While he was recuperating the whole time he closed his eye, he paid attention to the power signature, the key signature. That's why I say it's in the same fundamental. The only time when we went to that particular tribe, you learn how to do it. The transmission means he honed in and transport himself to that signature.
Right.
Control. Highly skilled fighter like Captain or Alucard Espada can suppress their resources to hide their true power or focus it to make their body or weapon physical harder for defense and offense. Now you look at that one. That's a combination of taking a little here from One Piece, taking a little here from Dragon Ball Z, and take a little. It's like same fundamental in a way, in a very unique sense, but with a little twist.
Right.
Make sense?
No, yeah, because think about it, right? Because at a natural glance, you couldn't really detect God key, right? So with that, the key at that level would be undetectable unless you're at God key where you can actually then start sensing it. But now in a simpler sense, before God key, there was a way where you can sort of quote unquote benchmark your power level. People will think you're this until you actually unleash your true power level and realize you're something else.
Does that sound familiar to you? Who did it a lot most?
But
Dragon Ball.
oh yeah, but no, that's what I was talking about. Literally.
Because they were teaching them how to suppress to make it look like you are weak.
When in reality, you was much more.
Bingo.
Right. So
Now, Solo Leveling had a little trick to that as well. So in people in Solo Leveling can see, who the big boy. And one in particular, he was looking at like Do you see the shadow? And he was the only guy who could see the main character's shadow. Soldier. He was like, wait, did you not see that? What are you talking about? No one could see what the guy was seeing, but he saw that this man would carry his whole entire army wherever he go. And
You know, thinking about it right now, right? When you think about like soul leveling, so now that I think about it a little bit, because the way how soul leveling, like they did the move where they get their shadow figure, is like the new evolution of a stand. But now this one is incorporated, like you acquire him.
you
That
nailed it.
was actually pretty nice spin-off when they did that.
You nailed it. And remember, certain people in certain power level can sense the main character ability. That dude who can, I think he don't. I don't think he controlled time. I believe not. He's like top level tier from another country. He saw the main character for 12 but what he not people not see what he was seeing. He actually saw within this man's shadow his whole entire army was just coming with him. He was like, whoa. Don't you see what I'm saying? He said, what are you talking about? I don't see. He said, this man army is with him everywhere he go. He don't summon them. They go with. You're like, that's deep levels sensing.
Right. Because pretty much to the naked eye, he's keeping them in the shadows. He's not making you see them. They're right there in the shadows. But until he wants them to present,
until one person able to see it, and he was like, he was flabbergasted. He was like, whoa. So nobody see what I'm seeing? Like, and the guy I was glowing, he was like, nah, that's unfair.
Yeah. That's
I'm a nerd up in here. The transcendental barrier, the ultimate level of power system is when a being entity becomes so dense, and it meant that those below that threshold cannot even sense it or comprehend the magnitude. These beings are referred to as transcendental or a high dimension of existence. Post Hoguko Eisen is one. The essence, the fixed pressure in bleach to take everything. It's your stamina, your destructive power, your dent, your defense, your perception, your ultimate strength level. That is Dragon Ball Super.
Oh yeah, that is for sure. Because
From regular
Gaki was up there. Gaki was literally up there. That is technically destructive power.
They couldn't sense his Gaki, but they could feel the pressure.
Right, but that's my thing. And that's what I'm saying. Like, this is why I'm saying I don't disagree with the guy what he's saying about Ki, because they really didn't evolve the standard of Ki. And granted, let's be fair, right? Akira Takayama was just doing this for fun, just to pay off bills and rent. But you know, you would think when you start seeing something like this take off the way it did, you'll get a little bit more serious and make it a little bit more keen on the whole idea and the visuals. So, you know, but, you know, that's why we're here, right? Because, you know, we get to actually talk about these things, be in depth.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Lock it down and add our 2 cents to it.
To all the big Dragon Ball fans, if you feel like we're going to disrespect your creator, Akira Toriyama, he gonna get it either he like it or he not. This the man who makes
disrespectful. I'm just saying.
I'm just being honest here. Objectively, there was the man that made an anime to pay keyword his bill and his rent, right? So you need $30 billion to pay your bills on your rent?
I mean, hey, it came up to be that way.
Hold on. T, make it make sense. He created Dragon Ball Z. He did not create GT. His protege did that.
Yeah, honestly, by Dragon Ball, he literally would have been done by now.
Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball Daima. Just to pay your bill and rent, and you generate $30 freaking billion.
But we gotta remember the $30 billion. That was more. I think that was ahead of Super and Daima for most cases. But
that's for the whole entire franchise, including the video games, my brother.
Well, yeah, but I know. But I'm saying, at that point, there was a certain point, like even the video games with Z, and then I think just Dragon Ball alone, That was enough. But that's my whole point, right? That's my whole thing. It's like
Well, I
they're
get it. So that means
Mhm.
he bought a house at the Shogun Castle.
Mhm.
He got a bedroom with one floor. He got his. He gave him another floor. He got his manga studio on one floor. He got a pool at the bottom. So he moved out from his little apartment and bought the Shogun Castle. So he still got to pay rent, right?
Mhm. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Look. All right, but let's get into the last one.
This is anime unlocked, but my people, no one is safe.
No, yeah, no, definitely. Conversation is conversation.
We
But
will
let's get into the
criticize you. We're going to criticize you. Either you like it or you don't.
All right. So let's go into Stans, aka JoJo Bizarre Adventures.
You could take that one. This one of the wackiest anime ever.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie, JoJo Bizarre Adventures. One thing I will say this: JoJo's Bizarre Adventures is probably the one anime that has multiple. Like I'm talking about too much power systems. We went from Sun Release, aka Light Release, or whatever. I forgot Homan, to then going from Stan and then some other stuff, if anything else. Like, hey, crazy stuff.
You want to talk about being confused? This the anime to be confused on. We want to tell you something weird and funny?
But stylish.
JoJo would deliver. You want to choke on your drink while we watching anime? This the one to be. Don't say I didn't warn you. And don't come and say it's my fault. Carry on.
Okay, you want to go? Okay. The stand system in JoJo's Bizarre Adventures is one of the most creative and pivotal power system in all of anime and manga. Sorry, manga and anime. I got that mixed up. A stand is the physical manifestation of a person's life energy or fighting spirit. Essentially, it's the projection of their soul and physique. So that one was really good. So pretty much, however you visualize yourself in a sense of a warrior in any way, shape, or form, that's pretty much what you're doing. And if you actually think about this, what is that anime? What is that anime or cart? I think isn't Blue Demon an anime?
What?
Blue Demon?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. It sort of did the same thing, but the Blue Demon had beasts, and they were all blue. But it sort of did the same type of property. But yeah, definitely. Okay, the stand system follows a set of strict fundamental rules that govern all combat. And then you can go for this one. On this one.
Invisibility and interaction. Only thing you can see stand. To a regular person, the battle is invisible, often appear as bizarre, unexplained phenomena, like floating punch or sudden rush of wind. Only stand can hurt other stand, and non-stand user cannot physically interact with a stand no matter how strong they are. Point proven. Point proven.
Right.
The user stand link. Shear damage. Damage sustained by a stand is reflected onto the user body and vice versa. If a stand is punched in the arm, the user arm is immediately injured. If a stand is destroyed, the user dies. Psych link. A stand ability, power, and appearance are a reflection of its user mind. Personality and ambition. The stand is literally an extension of the user. This is why I say that God don't know what the hell he's talking about. We're talking about this like a roll of the dice. This is another way of saying explaining a person's personality in plain form.
Right, because now that we read this, I would have to agree with you, David. Because and again, this is why it goes back. Because again, it's an extension of you. So depending on how you visualize yourself as a person, how your demeanor, how you stand in presence, that is your stand. That is what the visuals of your stand is going to become.
So how is this the roll in the dice then?
It's not. Because again, the only way it's rolling the dice is because of you as a character. But again, if you know who you are, then you should know what your stance could become.
If you feel like you're the Napoleon Dynamite, like you're the ruler, your stance will come out as if you're a ruler. If you think like you are a fighter playing, or you like, whatever your vision, how you see it, or what you think.
Right. Because what a stand is just a visual of yourself. Like, tell me, what do you see when you look in the mirror? When you look at yourself, what do you see in the mirror? That's really what it is. That's really what a stand is. It's a mirror reflection of you, but just in a more defined form.
In plain English, it's a reflection of your personal belief system.
Right.
If you think you are the ruler, your stand will come out as if it showed a characteristic of you being a ruler, an emperor, whatever. If
Right.
you think
A royal
you are like
knight stature.
Dingo. So I don't know why somebody would come here and say, "Oh, it's like the roll of the dice." I'm sorry. Go read a book. Oh, forgot you don't read manga. Step to the side.
Oh, shit.
I have to. This is anime
David,
unlocked.
I'm not even holding you no more. Just go for it. Just go
No,
for it.
because you hear what the guy said before we start reading, and then when like you go in deep, you start to realize it.
I'm gonna let you have it.
So if you see this clip, if you feel offended, read the damn manga book so you can get corrected. It had nothing to do with being rolled on the dice.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You got to know the source material and the fundamental. You can't they make shit up.
Right.
Don't be like a pretty intellectual fraud. Pun intended.
This guy's throwing the juggler from somewhere else. Okay.
Ooh, I am unlocked and loaded.
Yeah, now get focused.
Ability and balance. One stand, one ability. Each user only had one stand, and that stand possessed a single unique exotic ability. For example, Copper's time, healing, shrinking, creating zippers, and so on and so forth. But only rare depend on a stand going to a particular upgrade, depending on what value it forced that stand to upgrade, it can change its ability. Is it possible? I'm letting you know that right now. Power range trade-off. As a general rule, a stand power is inversely proportional to its range. All stand don't have the same range. Some have long range, some have short range, depending on the ability nature.
Mm-hmm.
Close range power type.
Like
bingo.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely fast, strong, and precise, but can only move a few meters from the user. It can't go that far. And I believe it's based on the characteristic close range power type.
Right.
Long distance automatic type. That's very different. Like Highway Star can travel kilometers away and act independently without the stand user being there. But their physical power is usually much weaker, or their ability is highly conditional, meaning certain stands can go to long distance. It can operate independently. You can give this stand a particular set of order instructions to follow based on the variable and let it go. And it will execute that particular order that you give to that particular stand. Some stand ability can be conditional, like the one they had at the time. This guy had a tank and going to the distance, but in condition will allow it to power level.
Right.
And that's what it is. So stand statistic to formalize their ability. The stand are often given a stat sheet grade from A excellent to E poor. Here's where I know that it's not a roll of the dice. When you watch Bizarre Adventure, you notice something. Whatever they do a short transition or commercial break.
Right. They always show you the flawless list of the technique at the time. Yeah.
Bingo. And they show the chart. That's
Yep.
not roll of the dice. I said a lot. Destructive power. There's a chart with it. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, it's 6. It's like a 6 point. You have one area for destructive power, one area for speed, one area for range, one area for durability, one area for precision, one area for delivery potential. And depending on how the graph, it lets you know where the strength is at. Destructive power, the stand's raw physical force or the sheer magnitude of its ability effects. That's one. Speed, how fast the stand can move and attack. Range, the maximum distance the stand can move from its user. Durability and persistence, how much damage the stand can take before being destroyed or how long its ability can last. Precision, they stand accuracy and control over their movement and ability. There are certain stands that are highly dangerous due to its accuracy level. Developmental potential, how much room the stand has to grow, learn new technique, or evolve its core power. They mentioned that earlier. That is correct. Any more slides?
You already did it all? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm already off. So yeah.
Because the Journal Bizarre Adventure, that anime is so unique, it makes you want to study it all over again.
Right.
Advanced and rare form. The rule can be bent, as I said that before, and expanded under extreme circumstance. And here are the following. Evolve stand. A stand power and stat can change as the user goes through significant personal growth or spiritual revelation. Echo the perfect example. Very perfect example. Advancing from Act 1 to Act 3. It first started with Act 1, then went to Act 2, and went to Act 3. There's a level of personal growth or spiritual revelation, meaning there's a spiritual growth or a promotion.
Right. Ascension.
There you go.
Yep.
But it's not roll the dice. That's the thing. With Quem Stam, when a stand user appears, this is one though the arc where that they was messed up here. When a stand user is pierced by a special stand arrow that has a unique tip for a second time while the stand is out, the stand can transform into a requiem form, which is aka being broken. This grants it an entirely new, often reality bending power that is tied to the user's deeper desire at the moment. The gold is being requiem. Ooh, you had to watch that anime, it's ridiculous. Automatic stand. The stand that one activated function completely independently of the user. Often follow a simple lethal program. I just said that earlier. These stands are often exceptions to the shared damage rule, making their user incredibly safe. Like the sheer heart attack, that is one unfair advantage. People who have no type of stand ability that's automatic. I can be right here. I can send my stand to the Bronx and deal with a person I don't like. Independently. But I'm here. Hey, take out my ops in the Bronx. But I'm here. Everybody see that I'm here. I got an alibi.
This man said, "I'm gonna set my assassin to do what I could have did in person." Oh god, I'm gonna set my assassin so I don't get in trouble.
I got an alibi. But I sent my son to take out my ops. He did the job perfectly well and gave me notification in my mind. Oh, good, come back home. Please knock on my door. I got so much alibi proof showing that I was here the whole time. I was nowhere near that. And you know, regular people cannot see stands, right?
Yeah, because those occurrences, they're gonna be like, "How did this happen to you guys?" The recorder's gonna be like, "They're getting bitch slapped. They're getting bitch slapped by the air. What the hell's going on here?" Without technology,
yeah, but the defendant had beat, but the defendant was home. Too many people with him. He had a party at the time when the incident took place. He was in the midst of more than 30 plus people. So how can he leave that party while he DJing? If I was DJing, everybody having and go and take it up in the Bronx. Like, come on, make it make sense.
right.
That's an anime whereby I say if people can have stand the bill like that, there'll be a lot of serial killing taking place, and no one will find the murderer because you cannot see the stance.
Right.
That's totally unfair.
Which is hilarious.
The true strength of the dance system is not raw power, but how the user creatively apply the unique and often, keyword, bizarre ability outwit their opponent. Why you think they call it JoJo Bizarre Adventure?
Right.
It was straight retardedness.
But that's what makes it interesting, though, right? Something bizarre is also something unique.
Yeah, but the drawing, the characteristic, the jokes, I was like, ugh. At one part when the guy took a chair, I was like, ugh, I was like, pause. Yo, it was, those, I ain't gonna lie. JoJo Bizarre Adventure. If you don't have a stomach for the madness, it will freak you the hell out.
That is for sure. But with that
It-
said, David, let me ask you one question before we get out of here.
Go ahead.
So to your visuals, right?
Mhm.
What would you say amongst the four that we talked about is the best power system right now amongst the group? That is wait a minute. I believe what we did. Yeah, we did hockey.
Mhm.
B, being chakra. C, spiritual pressure. Or D, which is stands. What you think is the best one of the four that we talked about today?
Man, why you gotta be doing a hot seat? Goddamn.
We may as well, because this is going to be also a bragging system. We did one.
This is why this conversation about a power system is not easy and it's not straightforward. Just reading, doing the breakdown, it's almost as if JoJo Bizarre Adventure power system has an edge. To a certain degree. But I hate to say that Naruto with a chakra system, its potential is almost endless. Because we had a individual system that is broken out on different level based on nature attribute, bloodline, and bloodline breach. Now, in the anime, if people didn't know that they were looking for a unique ninja from a unique clan and trying to experiment on their freaking bloodline. That says something about some bloodline are not supposed to be touched or mentioned with or deal with because its ability, if you were fully unlocked, it's catastrophic. It was dangerous.
Right, because pretty much Naruto's bloodline opening through Baruto with the Jogen, that was a special case.
And nobody knew that Baruto will become something that could be extremely dangerous because his bloodline mixed with another unique bloodline. Let's be real. Who is Baruto's mom?
Hinata.
Anata, who was nicely, heavily blessed, pun intended.
Depending on which one you're talking about.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the many reasons why we unlock on this show.
Depending on what side you're talking about. You said blessed. Hey, depending on what you're talking about.
I just got a notification I'm gonna get my son. After this show, I'm gonna punish my son because I was pranking him for a month on end on year, and he got me doing this. So, no one to beg me to have mercy on my son after the show is done, so I wanted to torture him for the rest of the night. You should never even try that with me and catch me off guard. So it's all good. But, I don't like the hot seat when it comes to this type of question on the power suit. That's why I say the only power suit within the four so far that has a slight edge is JoJo Bizarre Adventure. Because for one,
Well, okay, then let's do it like this.
it's not a roll of the dice.
Order all four of them. Order them. Like, just order them. But either which way, you still got to pick number one. But yeah, order them. Like, fourth.
JoJo's
third.
on top.
Okay.
Naruto's second.
Mm-hmm.
Bleach third. And Key Dragon Ball fourth.
No, Dragon Ball wasn't in this one. Remember.
What was the first one?
Spiritual Pressure. That's from Bleach.
I tell you, Bleach is we did four system.
Yeah, we only did four so far.
Oh, Hunter x Hunter. Sorry, you did Hunter x Hunter this recently?
No. It wasn't mentioned, but no, we didn't cover all of it. We didn't cover all. We only covered four.
No, we did four. We did
Yeah.
Bleach. We did JoJo Bizarre My Power Team. We did Naruto, and what was the fourth one?
Wait, hold on. Let me go look it up. Because it was Bleach.
Mm-hmm.
It was Bleach, Naruto, JoJo Bizarre Adventures, and Hockey. Yeah. One Piece.
One Piece. Okay, sorry. One Piece. Oh, I forgot about One Piece. Oh, hold on. Let me rephrase it. It is the Stand JoJo Bizarre Adventure. Hockey is second.
Okay.
Bleach is third.
Mm-hmm.
And Naruto is fourth. I had to rephrase that setting because Hockey, based on its background of the power system, is very, very scary. And anyone who watched the anime about 1,151 and counting, there's certain ability that considered to be earth-ending ability.
Mm-hmm.
They're like super weapons. So it's not meant to be touched or tapped or be unlocked again.
Right.
So if you look at it, that's how I put it. But it's hard to say each one is not that day. Each one is dangerous in its own right. It's
Right.
just that
His own elements, yeah. But
JoJo Bizarre Adventure did a level of a cheat in it. Especially when it comes on with the hour tip that came to play.
Mhm.
Whereby you can unlock the term reality bending. That's totally unfair.
Right. No. Yeah.
The most recent JoJo Bizarre Adventure arc was a complete broken ability whereby it almost erased the timeline to create a new timeline. That is straight brutal reality bending.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, let me tell you mine. So for me, at number 4, I'm putting Stands at number 4. 3, I'm putting Bleach, aka Spiritual Pressure. Number 2, I'm gonna put Hockey, and then number 1, I'm putting Naruto for Chakra.
Interesting setup.
Yeah, because I think because you also have to think about it, right? So let me at least explain why I put it this way. As far as looking at all 4 of them in competition, Stands would technically take a lower defensive. Granted, if you're not a stand user, you can't see the stand,
Sure.
which that is one thing. But here's the thing. If you remember Naruto, right? Naruto technically proves that even when you have a stand or something is similar to take a value of that, you can actually break through that and catch that off guard. So technically, those stands would pretty much be, on that part from a Naruto stand. And then, and then from other animes, you have to prove those ideals. But even then, like just looking at the level sets and how far in turns it goes, because again, even though you may not touch the the avatar of the stand, you can still touch the owner, aka the user of the stand. So again, you still gotta take that shot. So for me personally, I would say stands at the bottom for me amongst the four that we were talking about.
No, it's
Yeah, yeah,
fair
yeah.
that one.
For three, when I say for spiritual pressure amongst Bleach, the only prerequisite I only touched on this of why I'm taking it out is because, well, I'm taking it at 3 is because for me, again, I love the concept of it and everything, how it all goes together and how it, warps into it. The only thing that it was sort of tough because with Bleach, because of Bankai, and because knowing how in depth Bankai can go, because technically Bankais also have their own little, they have their own little functionality of their own spiritual, avatars in them that help trains or a spiritual, beast, however it may so, if you summon or their special ability of combat. And because of that, that is also very unique because those comes into, certain plays and archetypes of how things are worked. So because of this, it's very much unique of who you're dealing with amongst said user of the Bankai.
True, true,
But
true,
at
true.
the same notion, though, in comparison to looking at how in deep involved of how far you can take it, there's only certain characters in Bleach that are able to take it at a high note, neither through mutations of their own interventions or neither by training.
That is
And
true.
knowing that it only was very much so much of people that went up those levels, I have to put it at 3. So that's my bare. That's why I put it at
Yeah, that's a good explanation on that part.
right. And then number 2, hockey. Now, granted, again, I have not watched One Piece, but just the examples of it and understanding what I remembered hearing and reading. So, for instance, the devil fruit. If I'm not mistaken, devil fruit is a personal intervention, right? Because it's more in line about it's more in line with you, where you
It's almost like
okay, yeah, explain it.
it's an ungodly energy that given to people with a particular that have a particular property. But with a method about it, all devil user cannot swim. They cannot touch seawater.
Right.
Then the moment seawater touch their body, they go limp. And that's one of the unique parts. I would have to think called the sea stone. Sea stone chain, when you have a sea stone, you put it on them, it disables their ability.
Right.
Hockey for to be the countermeasure against devil fruit users.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Because the way I was listening to it, because it's like the devil fruit that people get are very special based upon themselves. So it's not like, oh, it's some devil fruit you find and then you eat it and then you gain properties off of it. But there's actually something more to it. So that's why I sort of like. Granted, I picked this, but it was a little bit tough because again, I haven't watched One Piece. But the thing is, as far as the example of how it's done, and then plus the evolution of it, as far as taking something that quote unquote is good and strong and powerful, but has a defect, but then clinch the defect with something that makes you, the user, a perfect, workable component, right? Where you're almost looking invincible to a degree. That's where I was like, that's pretty good. The only thing now was the hard part about it is comparing universes between One Piece and Bleach because in a battle test environment, right? Because again, most guys that use Bankai, and then let alone the system power system in itself, you're mostly starting from your sword. So the question is, because knowing that you have hockey, which can then harden your body in all facets, if your sword is broken, which we all know what happens when your sword is broken, ultimately, or destroyed, does that then make you useless at that point? More likely so you are technically useless at that point.
True.
So it's like unless you have a different, sense of Quincy power or some other abilities of that nature. So that's why I sort of put it at number 2 for me. Now with Naruto, now this is the reason why I actually put Naruto at 1 amongst the 4 is because honestly, Chakra is really just on you. As long as you don't overexpand or you're locked out your chakra system as far as your points are not locked out or anything else, you will constantly have chakra reserves for the life of you until you die. And even to the point, knowing that even from a point of even returning back, your chakra reserve is always with you, no matter what. So knowing that even past life and death, you can even still maintain your chakra reserve and your abilities if you're that special enough to do so, aka Madara, then you are literally just cracked at that point. It puts you on a whole different tangent and whole different experience. So yeah, for me, I'll go with Naruto on this one as number 1.
No, that's well explained. I'm glad you do that breakdown at that deep level, and I hope in the future, sense you're able to watch the One Piece because One Piece, understanding that power system. At first, it was getting complicated when I started to understand what it really was. I was like, "Yo, you can't tell me you took a 25 years to flush out a very uniquely power system and its attribute and the fundamental. It's a masterclass. I give it that. It's a masterclass for real."
Right. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the shows later coming throughout the week. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have tomorrow today, later on within the later parts of the afternoon of the day, we have Can Star Wars come back from the dead? So, for all you guys out there, if you are a Star Wars fan, you wish to have this conversation, please come through and throw your 2 cents if Star Wars can make a revive. I'm gonna throw my 2 cents right now. We had a sort of type of talk about this before, and it eventually asked the question about how do you see Star Wars moving from here? Honestly, I say it again. Star Wars is able and respectfully is literally able to hit a reset button. And for all you that think otherwise, I'm sorry to say this, but if you continue off a story thinking you're going to be able to fix this, knowing that the rest of the story is still there, that you know it's no, you got to hit the reset button. You got to hit the reset button.
Remember what I said in that conversation, right?
Huh?
Remember what I said about that particular conversation about a Star Wars, right?
Oh, go ahead.
I mentioned this very crystal clear. If we go on that show tomorrow, I will break it out in detail. If you want to raise that franchise back to life, you will have to do exactly like the lady did in the Harry Potter franchise. Find a group of actors who will rehire these characters in a more modern state and let them grow with the character.
Oh, that's definitely gonna have to happen.
And that's the only way if you want to fix the franchise.
Yeah, because imagine getting a young Anakin, growing up, everything else. Oh yeah.
No, but all the main actors of the Harry Potter franchise, they went home on the final installment with a massive check total for everything. They were set for life. You can't argue me with it. I'm sorry. I dare anyone trying to argue me with that. Oh, that's not no. They grew up with the franchise and made it forward to their thing. They with the Lord of the Rings.
Right.
It was similar.
Because think about it, right? And you know what's even interesting, right? Let's remember, Harry Potter at its start, if I'm not mistaken, it started with Disney Channel. That's when it first pushed out its movie. Then it went to the big offices and said, "We big time now." Like that is massive for it to grow from Disney for me a kid show and then growing up to be a big mega star show, like where you find on HBO or Cinemax or wherever you can find it. So that was massive. But let's go on. Next on up, this is going to be for the upcoming. Well, first and foremost, Sunday show, which is the Gray Area. That'll be to be announced. But on Tuesday, we're going to be having a conversation of dating in 2025 and probably beyond. Why is it so hard? Y'all take y'all sentiments on that notion, because I ain't gonna input mine. Next week we will have for the Wednesday show, which is with Sean. That'll be to be announced. Also for the I'm sorry for forgetting these brothers' names already on their show. Oh my gosh. Oh, wait a minute. Oh yeah, the next gen training. That's also to be announced if they will be having a show material by then. Also for next week for us, we'll be having ranking the top anime creators. So please come in to the conversation where me and David talk about how would we rank most of these top anime creators with a build around criteria of how we will level set how these creators will stack up in the lineup of today. Just to give you some few insights, that will be based upon how their manga was sold, how their TV show was made, how their TV show was stagnant out there. So you already know the big three is going to be on there. Some of the OGs. Were they pioneers in anime? Meaning, did they give the anime that we now see today life? So, for instance, if Dragon Ball, quote unquote, was pretty much the life bringer of One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto, that's a category. Someone that started the genre itself. So, for instance, Astro Boy, I don't know if it was considered mech or something else, but if that was the start of that, it gave life to other animes to now be able to run and do what they do, right? So those will make the list overall. It may not be the highest, but they will be on the list.
Because there's a level of class. I can't say classism, but
a level of
ranking. There's a ranking system among the creators and anime, both between anime and manga writers, because it's not a joke. It's a large, big deal.
And let's be honest, if you hear a lot of what the anime authors be saying, is like, hey, look, even when they're in competition, is in good faith, because it's actual real love for their creativity and everything that they do, and it's really good stuff. It's really good stuff, because even the creator of One Piece, he says, I never wanted to really compete with Dragon Ball. I didn't want to become a battle anime. That's why he pivoted to adventure, which is why it's so deep the way it is.
And not just that, Shonen Jump have done a lot of reporting articles talking about how Ochida Oda, the creator of One Piece, idolized Dragon Ball creator to the point whereby there was a lot of homage being made in the illustration, how you have certain hints from One Piece in the Dragon Ball picture, some bit of Dragon Ball. It's like it was showing a level of respect.
Right. Like, think about it. Look at Luffy's whole. What is Luffy's whole name?
Loki.
Yeah, Monkey Luffy. Monkey D. Luffy. What does Monkey stands for? AKA the Saiyans. Right? They had the Saiyans tails, everything like that.
There you go.
So you know what I'm saying? So that's just crazy. And plus it goes back to his nature, which, even Goku at the time was very witty and, creative at the time. He was being a goofball. But yeah. But definitely stay tuned for that next week, and you will definitely see that show. We'll make sure we have that well prepared for you guys. And hopefully you guys tune on in to hear that breakdown of how we look at top creators in anime as far as just achievements of what they've done in the world. That's in amongst everything. So that's even in movies. As you already know, Demon Slayer, Don made some big splashes in the movie sceneries. You got to give some credit.
Whoa. Big splash.
Hey, big splash.
It'll make it a tsunami.
Well, I would say the only reason I say big splash, it was in top 5.
He was being subtle. It's the same anime movie.
Well,
the modern Wayne,
go ahead.
was saying, F Demon Slayer. He was tight.
He was so hot. Yeah, he was tight. He's like, how the hell did I got beat by an anime? I'm like, you got beat by an anime.
Our favorite comedian, Marlon Wayans, was fit the cuss like, how did the anime
But you gotta
beat
think
my
about that,
damn
right?
movies? Why
But the
did it
anime
dip?
itself already had a manga. It already had a workable system. It already had a script. It just needed fine
It
tuning.
even beat the Superman movie in the box office, I believe.
No, yeah, it did. Not believe it did.
See? So, Demon Slayer did it, breathed and blew off Superman. Pun intended.
Oh, you know, other than this,
So yeah, there's a lot of people that made certain splashes in there for sure. So y'all stay tuned for us next week. But other than that, thank you guys for tuning on in. Thank you guys for joining the conversation. Much love to everybody. We'll see you till next time.
Peace.